It's Big
Who's in the World Wide Web? They call the internet. With different types of social media. Store the information sorta like encyclopedia.
Hey, what is up, you guys? It is Big Marv here, and it has been a while since I went live in this group. If you were paying attention, I actually went live for a little bit earlier, but Facebook Live Studio has changed drastically. It sucks. I didn't like it. So, I spent an hour or so revamping my OBS studio so I can go live in here and share my screen and show you guys how I'm running this promo. So, if you haven't heard yet, or if you didn't see yet, for New Year's, so for the next 48 hours, I'm running a special promo for the Automation G.O.A.T software. Is where you can sign up for the platform and you can get it for $97 a month right now. So after the weekend, it'll go back up to the regular price of $297 a month. And to top that off, I'm also starting a 30-day free trial, so I just implemented that as well. There was no trial before, so you can even sign up to the platform this weekend, commit to the lower price, and you don't even have to worry about paying for it for another 30 days. Now, the biggest reason I'm doing that is because over the last year, a lot of people use the dual funnel system, and they said it's massive, it's too much to, absorb and wrap their head around. And so I'm going to be going live in here a lot more frequently starting on Monday, and I'm going to help you guys build and implement the dual funnel system through the Automation G.O.A.T platform. Now, to run this promotion, this type of promotion is something that you would probably do pretty often if you follow my strategy and you start building your list using the Automation G.O.A.T platform. So what I wanted to do was go live and show you guys how I use the platform to promote offers to my list, and then you'll know how to do it for your own list when you get to it. So let's go ahead and get right into it. This is the Automation G.O.A.T platform. So I'm going to go over here to Automation, and inside Workflows, you'll see I have a folder here called Promos. And then here you can see the G.O.A.T New Year's promo. Alright, so there is no trigger because I manually added all my contacts in here from a smart list. Right, and then so the very first action that I have when I add them in here is the email. That's the initial email, and you'll notice from name and from email are blank, and that's because in the main settings here you can set name and email, and that'll be the default for all emails in here. That way, on specific emails, if you wanted to, you could change the from name and email when you're using it. Then there's the subject line, and then there's just building the email itself. Right? So there's the email. Now, whenever you send these emails and these promos, how many times have you guys sign up to somebody's list and they send you a promotion for something, and maybe you actually took advantage and purchased the promo or signed up or did whatever it was, and then you still got another email like the next day or whatever saying, hey, come buy this thing, and you're like, bro, I did buy it. Why are you sending me this email again? Well, it's because people typically don't add logic into these type of promos to segment their audience and make sure they're only getting the message that they should be getting. Now, the key to marketing is the right message to the right person at the right time. So it is important that you do add logic into your promotions. That way the people getting the message are the people you wanted to actually receive that message. Now, we do this with wait timers. Now, I will say that I could have done this with one wait timer, but there was some shenanigans that happened with my account this morning, and I had to add this step in afterwards because basically I had to re-clean my list and I don't have this check on there anymore. So basically I'm sending the email, and then we're waiting for 4 hours. So 4 hours, I'm going to hit them again, kind of like on abandoned cart. When somebody goes to your website, the first email you want to give them on the abandoned cart sequence should be 4 hours later. So on this sequence, we're waiting 4 hours, and then what I'm going to do is I put another wait timer here that's going to check this email to see if the email bounced, right? Because if the email's bouncing, it hurts your server reputation, and so you want to make sure you get as little bounces as possible. So if we take a look at this email and go to the stats, You'll see I got a 1.5% bounce rate, and this list is very cold. I barely got 3% open so far. I sent it out an hour ago. And so we'll see the bounce, so we're waiting for bounces, so that 1.5% of people, it'll do this check where I'm saying if the email event is not bounced, then proceed. All right, so they're going to proceed over here. If it didn't bounce, if it did bounce, they're going to go over here where I'm going to add the tag BMC bounce email. Then I'm going to DND them, which means do not disturb, right? So it's like you can't email them or text them from the platform with that enabled. And then I remove them from all workflows because, hey, if your email's bouncing, I don't want to waste my server space sending you emails. Then I can go back later and create a smart list based on people having this tag and then delete those people from the contacts altogether, right? But if it didn't bounce, then they're going to go over here and I'm going to do a check. So if you notice in the email, I have two different call to actions in here. The first call to action is to apply for the GO.A.T program, because the GO.A.T program is my high ticket. My team builds your system for you. We manage your system for you. Only thing you have to do is give us images and videos, and we do everything else. So that's the GO.A.T program. But I know there's a lot of people in this group and a lot of people on my list that aren't quite ready for the GO.A.T program. So I have another call to action to just join the platform where I'm talking about, the discount for this weekend, so then they can go here and go to the sales page, right? And then when people take those actions, right? So let me go back to my workflows and show you. So if I go here, you'll see GO.A.T application submitted, right? So when somebody applies for the GO.A.T program, I add a tag to them, program applied. And then when somebody purchases, right? So if somebody purchases the GO.A.T, then I also add a tag to them. So if I go here, purchase, I add a tag, AG new user, right? So whenever I add that to them, then I can do logic checks in the workflow. So if I go back here to my New Year's promo, you'll see this GO.A.T application check. I'm checking, do they have this tag? If it doesn't include the application, that means they didn't apply. So proceed. If it did include it, they would go over here to know and they'd finish out the campaign. So then the next thing I want to purchase is like, okay, well, they didn't apply to the program. Let's see if they purchased the software. So now I'm looking for a tag, AG new user. If they don't have the tag, then they'll proceed and get the next email in the sequence. If they do have it, they'll go over here because that means they purchased. Right, and then you just set up your next email. Right, and then again, I'm going to wait. So now I'm waiting 16 hours, so it'll wait a full day and a bit to send out the next one. Right, so then next I do the check again. Did they fill out the application or did they purchase? Then I send another email. Now this is a third email, and this would be considered like a normal promotion sequence, right? But you can be a little bit more aggressive where you send more than 3 emails. Now this one is a little bit more aggressive sequence. There's 5 emails in it. And so after the third email, I start being a little bit more picky with who I send the email to. So the first thing I'm checking for is, do they open the email? So if they did not open the email, then they will proceed. If they did open the email, then they'll go over here, right? And so now they'll go over here. Now I'm checking, did they click through, right? So if they didn't click through, then they're going to go over here. But if they did click through, they're going to go over here. Now the reason for that is, that means I've sent them 3 emails, and if they didn't click through, or I mean if they did click through that and they didn't buy, that means, they're not interested, right? Now if they didn't click through, I want to send them the next email if they didn't take the action. So now we're going to go over here and it's going to do a check again. So it's going to check, did they apply for the GO.A.T program? Then it's going to check, did they purchase, right? and then it'll push through. So now the next thing I'm doing is setting the event start time. Now this is when the promo actually ends on the 3rd. Alright, so now what I'm doing is I'm going to be waiting to 12 hours before the event ends. So at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, it'll send another email saying, hey, do you want to dance, right? So they telling them, do it again with both call to actions. Then I'm going to wait for 12 hours. So now I'm going to send it to them the morning that the promo ends. So as like a last chance, if you don't get it Monday morning, you're not getting it at this price point. Don't come crying to me and messaging me in my DMs because you didn't get it. I gave you guys plenty of chances to take advantage of this promo. And so, again, we're going to check, did they open it? Yes or no? And if they did open it, did they click through? Yes or no? And so, once we do those checks, boom, we'll go over here. Check again, did they apply for the GO.A.T program? Yes or no? And did they purchase? Yes or no? And then we'll send the final email. I hope you saved the last dance for me. And that is the end of that promo. Now, for functionality, I have a counter on the actual page. So if I go here to the GO.A.T SaaS, so you'll see here on the page, I have this timer. And then after this timer expires, it'll be swapping everything out to the standard price point. And that, my friends, is how you run a promo with the Automation G.O.A.T software. So, again, it's been a while since I gone live, but this is awesome. This is my favorite part, actually. I've been working with a lot of friends, and they say, hey, man, just get back to what you love. And this is actually what I love the most, is going live, teaching you guys, showing you guys, different automations, workflows, follow-up, funnels, like anything that you need to do to, build and scale your small business. So if you guys enjoyed this live, if you liked it, please leave a comment below. Let me know if I should do more of these. Whether you like it or not, I'm still going to go live and do them. So I guess you can leave the group if you don't like it. Anyways, this is Big Marv. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. One love. What's up, you guys? It's Big Marv here. That was another episode of Mornings with Marv. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you want to come back for more, hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel because I got plenty more where that came from. Thank you guys for tuning in. One love.